Happy Wednesday morning, Mountaineer fans. It's Chris, it's Mike, it's earsports.com, taking up 3 minutes of your morning. It's not a Q&A, but I did go to the message board and ask our fans to give us something to talk about. Not basketball, but they went basketball, surprisingly, at least for this one today, which comes from Roko Ear. He says, Chris and Mike, rank the top qualities you think a power head basketball coach should have. What is most important? Recruiting, portal, X's and O's, managing the locker room, player egos, etc. Mike, you first.
First one for me is he's got to be a winner. I'm not sure he's got to come from a major conference or if he can come from a mid-major, but he's going to have to stand in front of a locker room of players that he retained or recruited and say, I have this many wins and this many rings and this many nets or whatever you want to call it because of what I do. And then from that, everything follows that. His offensive identity, his defensive identity, how he manages a roster, how he deals with highs and lows becomes apparent because of all those wins and the trophies and the accolades. And then less than that, I guess, but still important, I'd like to have a defensive identity, just like hang my hat on defense. I think that's really important in the Big 12 when you look at all the talent on offense. And then obviously roster construction. This person's going to have to come in and lay the groundwork with, by and large, a brand new roster, but he's going to have to be effective, but also creative in how he does it, getting players from different realms in the old talent acquisition. But that's probably a skill he's had to develop across time, which maybe powers his defensive identity and explains how and why he's won so often.
Why player acquisition is number one for me. Again, not only just for this year, where we are fully expecting like a near tear down and makeover of this roster. That's almost the norm every year moving forward, even if you have a stable head coach because of the transfer portal, because of the NBA rules. So I need somebody who is capable of rebuilding on the fly and acquiring top talent each and every cycle. Interesting that Rocco here noted the managing locker room and player egos. That might sneakily become a more important thing as these NIL deals become more prominent and it kind of leaks out how much these guys are making because that's going to be discussed. That's going to be guys, hey, I scored 25 and that guy who's sitting on the bench is making more money than me. We haven't heard too many stories about it yet, but it could become something that becomes more prominent as the time goes on.